Toby stopped by. Go keep him company, make him feel welcome.
He is not interested in talking to me.
She was the love of his life.
No one at school gets it.
I don't think it's possible to get it unless you're in it, like we are.
You believe in signs from the beyond?
I believe in everything.
'Cause you've got me.
Yes. By the way, the heart breaks. Music escapes. That's how it gets out.
All right. Well, welcome to an interview for some of the cast in The Sky is Everywhere, our local cast in the Redwood region, that is, and our local casting director, Laura Montagna. Woo-hoo. Thanks for showing up and being on this Zoom call with us to help us promote the movie The Sky is Everywhere. It's pretty exciting. So I'm assuming you all saw the trailer?
Oh, yeah. At least 5 times.
Awesome. Well, why don't we start with Laura and introduce yourself, and we'll just go around and introduce who you are and what you did on the movie.
Well, I'm Laura Montagna, Redwood Curtain Casting, and this was quite a project. It seems like every project that comes is a little bit more than the one before. I thought casting 200 people for Beverly Loughlin was a big deal, but there were over 496 parts for extras and stand-ins. And so who we have here today are just both extras and stand-ins and a choreographer. It was an amazing experience. The fact that we did it during COVID was also super amazing. You know, when you think things can't be done and everybody shuts down, creativity is one of my favorite things. And it was awesome to work on this production. Everyone was safe. It was pretty amazing. It was fun.
Yeah, you did an amazing job. You always have. As you said, Beverly Loughlin was a challenge because it was a lot of night shoots with people in their 70s. I think they even wanted 80s and 90s driving in the middle of the night home. And so that was its own logistical challenge. Yeah, I bet you didn't think it could get harder than that.
I know, and I should never say that ever again.
Yeah, stop saying that. It's going to get easy from here on out. Beautifully easy. But yeah, you did an amazing job. You brought in all those people. You had to juggle, making sure that everybody was safe coming in onto set, and once they were on set, safe. And I'm so excited to see your handiwork. It'll be really exciting for sure.
Passing it to Justin. I like this. Justin. Justin did double duty, as did Noelle, stand-in for Jason Segel. And the way that I found him was so funny because I went to Costco and there was a tall guy. And I asked this guy, hey, I'm looking for stand-ins for a very tall person. He's like, well, I can't do it, but there's this other guy that works here and he's taller than I am. He's 6'4", 6'5". And so I just stalked him at Costco, and he was on set, I think almost as much as Noelle, if not the same, almost every day.
Yeah.
Wow. No, it was, as she was saying, very interesting situation. Coworker, I came back from the bathroom and he's like, hey, you want to be in a movie? And I was like, sure. What kind of movie? And he goes, well, there's this lady looking for someone who's 6'4". And I'm like, I'm 6'4". Let's do it. And so I give her a call and she goes, can you meet me for an interview? And I was like, yeah. Had the interview, things went well. And then a week and a half later or so, I was on set. And it was my first experience being a part of a movie as a stand-in or an extra. And it was a wonderful time. I had a great time doing it.
That's awesome. Well, it pays to be tall, doesn't it?
In this case, it does. In this case, it does. I didn't realize exactly how tall Jason was until I was there. I was like, oh, now I see why. Now I get it. And I feel for him a little bit because some of our first day, Noelle and I were talking about their day. We were in this rickety blue van that was just a throwback to the 70s. And I'm in there and I'm like, there's not much room in this van. And there's people coming across me, fixing things on it, making sure that it's appropriate for the scene. The crew was great. We met a lot of great people working on that crew. Very, very helpful. And it's like I'm a beekeeper, but ants are bees, man. There's so many people just moving around doing something, And then all of a sudden, once it yells, we're rolling, it's game on. And so it was a great experience.
How did it feel when you found out that you were Jason's stand-in?
Well, let's see. I was thinking about it and I was like, Jason Segel, why is it familiar? You know, How I Met Your Mother. When I was in college, there was a lot of people who watched that show. I could like go to people's houses, and it's always on. And so I remembered it and I was like, okay, let's have some fun. Let's see how comical this is going to be. And then we got the script, we started reading through it and stuff. And I was like, this is neat. Jason, great guy, super nice on set, always courteous to people. Hellos, thank yous, good mornings, checking in. With COVID, we always had our distance. We weren't ever as very close to the main actors, but we had a few moments where we got to eat lunch across from them and say hello and check in. Like I said, I was a beekeeper and I offered him honey and he said, I can't have it. And I was like, why not? And he goes, well, I got to lose weight for the next movie. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, no sugars. And he's like, yeah. He's like, but I keep bees on my property too. And so I always found that as what a small world, what a neat connection that the stand-in who's doing something for him also shares something outside. So I had a great experience being around Jason.
So you were appropriate then. You were the appropriate stand-in.
A small world or meant to be, one of the two.
That is perfect. And then you said, Laura, that Noelle also did did cast as well as choreography.
She did. Go ahead, Noelle. Tell us all the things you were discovered.
Oh my gosh, it was magical. What a beautiful experience. It was so funny. So the wildfires were going, right? And my son was asthmatic, so we had to get him out of town for a while. And while I was out of town, I was with my family and I was reflecting on my call in life. Like, what is my life purpose? And I was like, I've got to get back to acting. Like, I've been a drag performer and a dancer and everything for a long time, but acting is my core and root. And I've been really far from it. And I was like, okay, my sister was like, you got to get back to this. And I was like, okay, I'll get back to it. I'm going to commit to it. I got back on Sunday. Monday morning, I got up in the morning and I opened Facebook, and the first thing I saw was Laura posting, looking for somebody who fit my description exactly and had all this free time. And I was like, oh my goodness, that I think that I would fit that. So we met 20 minutes later and had like a beautiful conversation and felt like we had known each other forever. And then all of a sudden, like a day and a half later, I was on set, and the next like 2 months of my life was spoken for. It was magical.
And let's hear from Jean, who also, I believe, was in the dance scene.
Yes, my name is Dean Mintink, and I answered an ad I seen on Facebook and contacted Laura and, had an interview and everything. And I played the dancing homeless guy and there in Old Town in Eureka. And it was pretty awesome doing all that, and I got to meet a lot of people. I felt totally safe from the COVID stuff. And I also had a little part where I got to sit down in a restaurant, and then another part where I got to walk by where they were filming. So all in all, it was an awesome experience for me. I'd highly recommend it to anybody that gets a chance to do something like this, because I'll always do it any chance I get. And, you got paid well, and it's an awesome experience.
You got bit by the acting bug.
Yes.
Jean, tell us about the costuming. I remember you were so stressed about, what do I wear for a homeless person? I don't know. You were like the nicest dressed homeless person, but tell us about.
Yeah. I actually had a homeless person tell me that. But, I've lived in Arkansas for a long time, and I've got overalls and everything. I've got old stuff that I don't wear here, but I've dug out in that closet and I found a few items, and I wore overalls and a red flannel shirt.
Nice. That sounds fun. Yeah, it is interesting, right? That when you do background, you bring your own wardrobe. They do have to approve it, and they usually give you color schemes and all of that, but you do supply often your own clothes. And it is interesting to see that too, not just you, but your attire on the screen, So have any of you seen yourselves on a screen before?
I had a little part one time in Love in a Time of Monsters. It was filmed in Del Norte County. I just had a little part where I just sat in the background. But it was pretty interesting watching that. So I kind of knew what was going to go on and, and happening and everything. And like I say, it's an experience I'll always remember.
Yeah, we worked on that one too, and that was an interesting movie. That was really fun. Noelle, you were shaking your head. You've seen yourself on the screen before?
Yeah, there's a documentary made about my drag. And so that was like hearing your voice on the answering machine, like in the worst and biggest way. You're like, that's what I look like when I'm talking and walking and making food. And like, so that, and then I was also in a made for TV German movie in Vegas when I was 19. So there's that.
Laura, how was it for you to see these finished products, to see the screen, at the end and see all the people that you put in it?
Oh, it warms my heart. I'm so proud of our community. Really, that's the thing that I love most about this is that, a lot of people said this was on my bucket list. I wanted to be an extra. It just warms my heart to see everybody. And I sort of look at it in two different ways. One, I'm sure I'll see the film like, oh, this is a film. Looking at the beautiful redwoods, just like all the nature. I can't wait to see the beach scenes. Like there's just so much beauty. And then just to see all the people and, seeing the trailer and seeing everybody dancing out there. It's like I kept freezing on it to see like, oh, look I can see Gina's overalls, those big arms out. It warms my heart. It makes me proud of our community. And that's why I do it, even after it's stressful, but also like, look what we did. I'm proud of what we do here in Humboldt County.
Any other last thoughts? Oh, sorry, Jean.
I totally can't wait for another part. I mean, I'm stoked about it. This was awesome. And I highly recommend if you haven't done anything like this before, do it because it's a great experience and you'll meet a lot of people. And it's something that'll be with you for a lifetime. It's on film now.
That's true. That's true.
No, this is definitely, if you're ever interested in being a part of something, I would definitely locally contact Laura and do something. Like in my case, I really wanted to do it to step outside of my comfort zone. I wanted to do something I've never done before. I wanted a challenge. I wanted to learn something, and I achieved it all. And if I was confronted again, I might say, yeah, I'd probably do another project again, just because the experience. It's something that most people don't get. And Humboldt is a small community, but as we've seen, like we can come together and we can do a lot of stuff together and we can put on movies. Humboldt County is fully capable of doing it. And I encourage anyone to be a part of it.
Thank you, Cassandra, for all the work you do. And, this film commission is pretty active. We're small and mighty. And thank you, Apple and A24. What you did here was amazing, and please come back.
Yeah, we've had a few Apple 24 movies and we're always happy to host them. And we're a small, we might be a mighty office, but we're a small office of two, between Nate Adams and I, the deputy director and I. We really love what we do. And we appreciate all of you because it sounds like you all loved being part of it. And Laura, you know how I feel about you. I don't know what we would do without you being our local casting director. I mean, you're amazing. And you always are up for it. Even when you say, I don't know. And then you pull off these miracles. And so we owe a lot to you for this. So thank you so much for your time and energy and love for the community.
You're welcome and thank you. Stop.